Greetings and salutations.
Bueller.
Hey guys, can I get a 5x5 real quick? And I'm gonna start just saying that. Can I just get a sound check after today's sound check, and then you guys can maybe just put like an X if it's good, and O if it's not. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do 5x5. I don't know. I haven't figured out. Hi everybody, I am Sam. You get down to the new comment. Thank you so much to Tan Louise. Thank you so much. So, how was everybody's evening last night? Mine was long. I had a long evening last night. I went and tattooed after the awesome long con video stream. That was just super cool, man. Had so much fun. Do you detect the sarcasm in my voice? Yeah, you know, it was super unfortunate, and you know, I am super sorry that it went down like that. I just you know, Susie let me know she's cool, so I'm not even gonna talk about that too much. So as long as she's cool, but the people that like tried to take a run at her or go at her and start making demands or making her feel like shit, you guys suck. And yeah, I suck for missing that name, 2 names, 3 names. But look, I'm not like, this is all this stuff is out there. This all the situational stuff that was going on with those people and Tommy and Reese is all been out there. You know, did I want all those names? Absolutely, I did. You know, I was going to come on and show you the process I used and why I think it missed it, but I was like, I don't need to do that. You either believe me or you don't. You can get me by, you know, unsubscribing if you were even a subscriber in the first place. And so like, I just want to let people know, like, if there's any issues with that, that was all me. 1000%. I wanted Susie to come on for support with it, because she, in case there was questions I couldn't answer, because she's been around Tommy and Reese a lot longer than I have. And I don't know the other people like I know Susie. You know, I've been on her show. So anyways, I'm just going to leave it at that. And I've gotten lots of support from everybody, and I appreciate that so much. I really do. It was surprising, and not that I didn't trust this community, because I even have that in the intro, right? Like, we're building a community, and I'm going to protect that community. The people that are in that, and they're not a part of this community, and that doesn't mean I wasn't trying to not protect them. What I mean by that is that they only came here to see if I would fuck it up, and I did. And now that just gives them a purpose to be mad at me, and I'm totally cool with that. Um, and if this seems like a backhanded apology, that's really not what it is. I'm just saying I'm okay. I've apologized, and there's nothing more we can do. And I've offered my like support in any other ways I can help. I was texting one of them this morning, and first she started texting me a little shitty. Was like, I don't care if you put this on your thing. I was like, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? And so that's all I'm going to say about that. So, here's the bottom line. Tommy is a fucking piece of shit, man. He's a piece of shit. And I don't know what's up with Reese. I don't. I know I'm not friends with her anymore. I don't support her. She's behind the scenes. She's mean. She talks a lot of shit that she would never say to your face, or even she would never come on and say, you know what? Sam's a piece of shit. Well, no, she might say that. She might say that now. But when she's pretending to be your friend, she would never say that. She'll get her mods to go do it. And you're right. Her mods are like her little fucking minions. And so this is the last time I am talking about it. And I know when people do that, they kind of set themselves up for failure because something else could come up. And I was talking to someone from our community this morning, and she was like, "No, you don't have to promise that. You don't have to promise anything." But I do want to make that promise, and here's the reason why: because I like that extra accountability, to not go back on my word about it. Because like, if there's a reason for me to come back on, like say if I felt like I had to defend myself, you know what? I'm not even going to do that anymore. Tommy wants to call me an unrepentant Nazi and whatever else he called me and Goot and Knife Hoarder. That's on them. But just know every time I say FTG, I'm talking about Tommy. I'm talking about Tommy. And you know what? I'm talking about Reese too. I am. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say about those guys. I appreciate all your guys' support. I really don't know what I'm going to do for a show today. I was surprised at a few of the people in the community that did kind of like turn on me. And that's okay. That's their thing. I was just like, okay, cool. You never know, right? Yeah, you're just like, okay, wow. But they have a history with all these people, and I get that. They have a history, and I mean, who am I? I'm nobody. I'm new here, and but yeah, it's crazy. So, but yeah, I'm really gonna here. I'm already backtracking because I'm thinking, man, if that mother effer like says something, I'm gonna have to say it. But you know what? I'm not going to. If I do, I'll do it on my other channel, and we'll just carry it like that. I'll just do it on my other channel. if I just have to get something out, you know what I mean? And it's got to be on the internet. So yeah, I don't know. How's everybody doing, man? Can we get some well, hold on, let me check my messages before I say this. Yeah, can we just get some love for anyone who needs it? Can we just do a blanket prayer and threes just for anyone who needs it this morning? And you know what? God will know what to do with them. For real, he will. Just like for real, like close your eyes and just say, you know what? I just want to put that um, that universe positive energy to anyone who needs it out there. And if there's anyone that's close to me, like really give it to them, give it to them twice. And and then, you know, maybe even, you know, ask for it for yourself. Um, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I just need that this morning. Um, Actually, but I do feel pretty good. I woke up angry a little bit. Like last night, I went to bed sad. I was answering all the emails. It was really, I didn't get done tattooing till a little bit later. Then I was trying to address all the emails like I promised I would. And then yeah, so yeah, I just want really everyone to do that. Um, I appreciate it. There is a couple of issues going on in our community that I'm just not ready to talk about yet that need those prayers. They really just need those prayers and love well, I mean, I'm ready to talk about. I'm just waiting for them, you know. Um, so what else was I going to talk about this morning? Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. So having said that I'm not going to talk about that situation. So you guys seen my part 1 of the series with the doctor, right? The guy, the Dr. Weiner. I call him Wiener in the thing, but I did that on purpose. That is killing it right now. It went from like 400 views for a few weeks, and then now it's like let me go grab it. I'll be right back. It's my sound effect. That's my I'm going to get something sound effects. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to grab something. Oh, also, I need to remember when you know, you guys heard me when I say, you know, I'm not monetizing this video so we can swear and use the R word. And I got to like make a list of those videos that I'm doing that with, because I was going to use some of those to make like ads with the website and stuff. And it was like, you can't use this video. You're talking about R and yeah, it was funny. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to. So yeah, that video. So I changed the thumbnail and I added some different tags for it. And yeah, I'm going to show it right now. I'm going to share the screen. Yeah, and this is my little mini doc, the part 1 to the mini doc. Actually, let me do that differently. I'm going to do it so you guys can see my mouse. Hold up, I got the blunts rolled up. Not really. I just don't smoke weed. Okay, I'm going to do this a little differently. I'm just going to share the window. And I'll get to the comments and questions here in a minute. If you guys have anything you want to talk about. But damn it. Okay, here we go. So, oh yeah, I'm sharing the whole screen, so I can't do that. Yeah, so see this, man, it's probably pretty small. I'm gonna figure out a way to do this so it's bigger. I'm just trying to make it bigger real quick. Well, anyways, so see right here, this is yeah, this blue line, see it's like 385 views, 386 views, or 88 views, and then bam, it goes from 589 and then it goes to 1500 in one day, and then it goes to 1900, and it's just still climbing. And it's just growing and growing. It's still climbing even today. Look, it jumped today from 37 to 5,000 views, and it's still climbing. And so that's the documentary. So now that's really encouraging me to get the second one done. Super excited. So we're going to do a big update on that. I decided I'm not going to talk about recent Tommy on the channel anymore, but I am going to make a documentary because for Reese, I did like a quick background, a judicial like background on like a federal for the feds, and got all his federal criminal stuff. And there was a lot going on there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of do briefly of like what I can find about childhood, and the essay thing. And then I'm going to do what he told me about his childhood and how that there's no proof of that. Right. And then I'm going to do the documentary of from when I reconnected with him, and then everything that's happened since then. And I'm just going to make it a little documentary, and I'll call it, Scoville, whatever. The long con seems to be a pretty good keyword right now. So yeah, it'll be something like that. And it's not going to be like a bashing one, like, he's it's just going to be like, this is my experience, and this is like who this person is, and, pray for this guy. I'm going to pray for this guy. So anyways, something like that. I'm going to figure it out. And then, Reese's story will be intertwined in that, because they pulled me into that. They dragged me into the Four Horsemen, and then talk shit about me actually moving into the Four Horsemen house or whatever was going to happen. But that was just the three of them. The three of them wanted to live in that house because of what they had going on with each other. And so anyways, yeah, I'm going to do a pretty cool documentary in the same style as the Doctor one that is taking off. So, After the Bars might just really get into true crime. I do have 2 other true crime stories I'm working on too. So, that's what we're going to be doing. And I think what I might do is no, I can't call it Chomi, Jonathan. I mean, it's a good name, but I'm not going to call it that. So damn it, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So what I was thinking of doing also is just doing this 3 days a week, like maybe like Monday, so we can talk about the weekend and what happened over the weekend. And then Wednesday, or Thursday, one of the two, and then do like a Saturday. Saturdays will always be recovery. There'll be no talk about no talk about news, politics. Religion will come into that because that's we need to become spiritually fit, right? But so Saturdays will always be recovery, and I'll probably have James Collins come on, a lot of those, if not all, if he's available. He might not be available. I'm just assuming, that he would, grace me with his presence on something like that. Him and I have talked about it before. So I'm gonna like pray on this weekend, because what I think is that, like, if I don't have like a killer show put together and I'm just doing like these 5 half-ass shows, like we're never gonna grow, but if I can take a couple of days and put together a nice put together show, and one of the viewers sent me an email last week regarding this specific thing. Didn't tell me to do 3 shows or anything like that, but he just said that he was really excited when I first came on and I was doing these great shows, but that I kind of got because I get so spread out and spread thin, that I just kind of come in and do like these just like randomly quick shows, and it's not fun. It's not fun for him to even listen to, much less watch. And he gave me this amazing advice. I actually kept the email and printed it for me to look at, but I haven't hung it up yet because I'm going to do all that stuff today. But I want to see this email. That's how important the words that he said. He was critical, in a super respectful way, but really critical, like to where if I was any softer than I already am, it would have probably hurt my feelings. But he did it in like the perfect way, and then transitioned into the advice, and then into how he cared about me. And so I think to achieve that, I will do that. I will just do 3 shows. The third show will always be a recovery show. And then of course I'll do like my news stories, the little 8 to 15 minute news stories. I'll do those every day, but those aren't live. I'm just talking about like here with the community. And I think that gives us time to like miss each other. I know you guys have other platforms that you go on, and I'll see each other. That's become crystal clear by the way people reacted yesterday, like how I didn't even know like this person like knew this person, like that was, on the tape, or, that was never, mentioned, and I've talked to this person a few times and other things. I don't want to dox this person, so I can't say what those other things are. But yeah, so I don't know. And 940 did say something this morning, or it might have been last night. No, it might have had to have been this morning, that we do throw around that word dox pretty hardcore. Like for real, I don't feel like I truly doxed anybody. Almost everybody doesn't know. Now the one story that there was details of, I knew a lot of people know that, but I just like the details, like everyone knew those details. And I felt like who out of this community or anyone that was watching would be mad at that person? They were a victim. No, nobody should be mad at that person. And so I don't get that part, but you know what? Lesson learned. I'm not trying to minimize it or justify it, but lesson learned. Who am I to say how other people should feel about a situation? Defensively, I could say, yeah, you can't feel that way because they're a victim. You can feel however you want to feel, but people are upset with the victims. So that part I didn't get, and I didn't understand it before. When the first time when everyone, a few people were freaking out that Reese did it, I didn't understand. I'm like, what? Why would the victim be getting death threats? Why would the victim be so shameful that she would be considering unaliving themselves? And if that's the case, please call the suicide prevention hotline. I guess I better put it up since I said it. So yeah, there's a number scrolling on the bottom. If you or anyone is experiencing suicidal ideation or has intent, please call those numbers. Let me make sure those are the right numbers. I have I have so many Narcotics Anonymous. No, that's the domestic violence one. Hold on, guys. I have to get this up because just going through all my hotlines. Well, I mean, you can definitely call the 1-800-662-HELP hotline if you or anyone is experiencing those thoughts. And I know that seems trite for me just to say that, and throw up a banner. But I feel better for doing it. I've talked about this, about the word suicide before, and how it has affected me with my best friend. She I blamed myself for a long time, and this is the reason why. And I knew I wasn't to blame, but I still did. And it wasn't so like people, I didn't tell anyone that I blame myself. I didn't do it for like this weird negative attention that I blame myself. But I did blame myself because I was with her the day before, and we were writing this letter to her PO. And I need to get rid of that one bottom thing, not that one. And I spent that day with her. We were writing a letter to her PO that she was going to go into treatment, and she was going to divorce her husband. And so I blame myself. Why didn't I see it? How did I not see it? That she was going to make that choice the day before. Because she was a pro. She was a pro at how I talk about how one of my triggers is I put up that smoke screen, that fog, so you can't really see into me. And when I can tell you, look you in the eye, tell you, man, everything's great. But inside I know that's a trigger. And that's when I start telling myself, call your sponsor, call your sponsor, call your sponsor. But that's, I've created that help, self-help thing that I do for myself, but as addicts, we're good at it. And I just didn't see it because she was a pro. She was a super pro. Obviously, she hung herself with an extension cord the next day. And after she read scripture, I don't know if she was reading her favorite scripture or my favorite scripture. The Bible was closed before I got to see it. But knowing her, and I can laugh about this now because I've talked to her through a medium, and I know she's just sitting down up there, just like laughing at me right now. And yeah, she's just laughing right now. I just know she is. She was probably looking up, will I go to heaven if I kill myself? And she probably looked for it for a long time. But that was her. If she decided that she was going to do something, she'd effing do it, man. She would do it. And that's why she knew she couldn't tell me, because I would have stopped her. And she was determined. And so I blamed myself for not seeing it. But I had to realize that she was a pro at she was a super pro at just making me feel good about myself, even when she hated herself so much. And fuck, god damn it, hold on, I got this. Oh. Damn it, man. That it was impossible for me to see it, so I stopped blaming myself. Now, this is that was a friend that I had that was my best friend, and I don't blame myself for her anymore. And when I could easily, and I did for a long time. So when I'm getting these emails and these text messages from people saying, I hope you're happy, this person's going to unalive herself. Or what are you going to do when this person unalives herself? And then from the person, I'm going to unalive myself. I can't. Look, I made a mistake. What am I supposed to do? Like, fuck, I'm sorry, I made this mistake. Please don't. I mean, I did say, don't do it. But, this is all God. God's, God, this is all God's plan. I have to believe that. And I know some of you have a hard time believing that. But if just like with my friend, there's nothing I could have done to stop her. And if someone's serious about it, and I'm not saying that this person isn't serious about it, if I didn't think they were, I wouldn't put up the number, and I wouldn't have told them not to do it. That's even if that email was even from that person, I don't know, because so many people send me so much jive ass shit. And that's a term from the 70s. So I'm pulling out all the stops today. I haven't heard that term since I won my 1972 Pimp of the Year award. But I get so many emails that are just jive ass bullshit from bullshit accounts that are like 2 weeks old and a month old, that I don't even know if I was even talking to that person, but I have to just assume that it was. So I was polite and just told him, no, don't do it. But I also told him, like, I'm not responsible. I didn't make that recording. And I didn't, and I wasn't the one speaking, so I'm not gonna feel guilty about that. I'm sorry, guys. If that's hard for some of you to hear, then go find a different channel with someone that you can tell how to feel, or that won't dox your friend that's hurting so bad. If they're hurting that bad, why aren't you by their side? Right? Why aren't you helping them get this to the right authorities? Because when I talked to the authority, they said that this specific person was ghosting them. They were ghosting them. They were trying to put the case together. That's not a lie. I'm not lying when I say that. So And I said it before all this, I said it a couple weeks ago. So it's not like I'm saying this just to save face today. So I hadn't planned on talking about all this. I was just going to say leave Susie alone and be on my merry way. But she's okay. Susie's okay. She's a big girl. She was emotional last night. I was tattooing, listening to her cry. And I stopped tattooing like 4 times to send text messages. Luckily, my customer was super cool about it. But you kind of lose your mojo when you have to stop. But that shit's lame. And I seen on Reddit, because I went on Reddit to look for something, and first thing on Reddit, oh, what does Susie have to cry? You know what? We can cry about whatever we want to cry about. I just cried for the millionth time about a lost friend. At least 1 million times. I used to cry every morning in the shower for the first year. I mean, uncontrollably cry in the shower every morning. So, yeah. Yeah, I had 2 yards while I was in the feds. And I had some issues when I was in the feds, and I've talked about those too. You can't really judge any of that until you've walked in my shoes. I'm sure a lot of people say that, but it was life and death at the spots I was at. But all my guys, that were at this one spot where I was at, they knew that when we would be down in the TV room watching movies, that if it was like an emotional movie, they all know that I cry, right? And they would be like, when the sad part, they would all turn around to look at me to catch me crying. But you know what? Even in there, I was able to be like, yeah, man, I cried at that, and I think they dug that about me and about like, this is the guy that's leading us, man. He's okay to cry. And you wouldn't think, now not everyone was like that. Don't get it twisted. These were hateful and discontented, Nazis. Not everyone was like that. Yeah, I never had to fight over it because, I had guys to do that for me gladly. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's a power struggle in there. And I hated every second of it. And that's why I do EMDR, PTSD, therapy. Being someone you're not for that long is rough. And waiting for the unknown every morning, it's rough. When the unknown can be death or watching people die, it's rough. So I in my one intro that I didn't even play today, I talk about like my journey and my testimony and my life. I feel like has led me to where I'm at today. With all of this, I need to listen to God a little bit more to find out exactly what the purpose is. Because if the purpose was things like yesterday, then I'm not strong enough to do that, to like, have to fight, every time a mistake is made. I don't want to do that. Like, I want the purpose to be like helping people and saving, souls and helping people stay sober. So maybe it's an eye opener in many ways, and I'm processing this all right now. Like, I was just mindly watching the quartering videos this morning. I didn't want to prep for this conversation. Because whenever I do, then I start writing things down, then I print things up, and then I put it on my teleprompter. So I have like this succinct, statement of sorts. But I always feel like they're better this way. So yes, that's why I was like, and then I went and sat with my wife for a little bit and ate a peanut butter sandwich, which drove her nuts because, when you're someone else is eating peanut butter and you're not, it's a disgusting smell. And she said that like we hadn't ever had that conversation, and we've had it like probably 3 times in our marriage. She's like, isn't it weird like when you're not eating stuff? I was like, oh yeah, honey, yeah. I just went along with it. So anyway, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Subject to change. I am gonna put the super chats back on. I just want I don't know if it was an experiment or if I was, but I'm not gonna worry about that stuff anymore, guys. I just not, I'm just not. I'm just gonna keep just doing it and just try to put out a good show and good content. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. I'm not asking for thousands of dollars, for assisted rehab or whatever. And I'm not looking up my viewers to see what kind of houses they live in. And I'm not doing those things. And I'm not, talking about how Hazley needs a new jacket or braces or eyeglasses. I don't talk about those things. I just talk about me and you and spirituality. And look what happened down in Texas. And let's remember my friend who passed away and took her own life. Things like that. Dude, I had this crazy feeling that I was on mute. Because I haven't looked at the chat one time. And I was like, all right, this is getting good, man. I'm killing it right now, right? And then I remember I realized I hadn't looked at the chat in a long time, and I just had this like crazy feeling I was on mute. So I had to look down, but I didn't want to. I should have just went like this and looked at it, but I wanted to share that funny little thing with you guys. Oh man. Yeah. I am going to go to the comment section. So if you guys have any comments or questions, or if you want to tell me where I'm wrong in any of this, please do. Please do. I know it was wrong to have any names in there, and I apologize to the other people too. I just, with the ones that I missed for real, it bums me out. And I don't know if you guys watch it. Well, now they're all cut out. But if you watched it and I don't know if my face turned red or not, but inside I was freaking out. I was freaking out. I don't know how it could have missed those. I started at the beginning, typed it in. It's called it uses AI, but it's I'm gonna get the name of it. It's just a built-in thing into my editing software. But I want to share it because I can't remember. Come on. I just want to get the claim. Smart Edit tool. Yeah, it's just called AI text-based editing and the Smart Edit tool. And yeah, it just didn't catch that one, I guess. And then I did play it back because I knew I had to do that, I did play it back, but I must have fallen asleep. And I did want to listen to it again during the day. And like even Susie could tell you, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna I'm going to send you the link. When I make the thumbnail, but I told her, but I have to go get my daughter I have to go get my daughter and then come back home. And then I can't remember what I was doing during the day, but I had a hearing at the health department yesterday. And then I can't remember what I was doing in the afternoon before I picked up. I think I was just here, but I was working on something. Anyways, so I hadn't gotten to that. So then I set up the live and I put the video and I was like, oh, I didn't watch it again because I know I fell asleep. But I think, added proof for those who really don't believe that it was an accident. That person's name was in at the end too, a ton, and every single one of those were gone. So I'm just saying, anyways, yeah, so that's the tentative plan. Let's go to the chiz out of mine, the Chattarusko, the USS Chatlinsky. Look at the chatster over by the copier making copies. Who here remembers that? And I'm gonna tell you guys better be nice to me right now. Hold on, man, there is a fucking shit ton of chat. Excuse my language. Phew, that was a lot, man. That was a ton. Maybe I should do it the other way. Yeah, I'm gonna do it the other way. That way I can see like 30 messages at a time. And I don't have to like scroll down and be all goofy about it. Just goofy ass dude. Why do you guys watch this goofy ass guy, man? Here we go. Something went wrong. That's impossible. Oh, and if anyone's wondering where the live chat went from yesterday's video, when you edit the video at all, that the live chat is done because you can't, for some reason, however it's like attached to the video. Once you edit the video, the live chat is no longer available. And I think any other creator can help me with that, or verify that with me. What is going on here? Why is there no chat in this thing? Okay, live chat replay. I see myself. Let me just refresh this so I can get this live chat detached from the thing so I can. So basically, I detached the chat from the. What is going on? Oh, the ads automator on. New members chat is on. Activity, concurrent viewers. That is crazy. What is really going on? Refresh. I'm going to try refreshing one more time. I don't have anything else open anywhere else. Signed in. Okay. I'm going to try it just one more time. And I really do want to get to these chats, so please don't leave anybody. Well, that one just said I don't have permission to view this page. Cray. Boom, chicka, bam, bam. All right. I just been using a totally different browser because that was not working. So remember, put a CCC in front of comments, and it can be anything. It'd be like, you know what, you're a piece of shit for that happening. I'm a big boy. I can take it, and I want to hear it if that's how you feel. But if that's not really how you feel, and like you're just, I don't know, that's kind of lame just to like say shit, But I don't think there's anyone in the actual community that's like that. Okay, pop out chat. There we go, my ninjas. And I can go. That's so much easier. All right, Tip 420. Hey, how are you doing today? Good to see you. I am the Noise Opera. Good to see you. And you will be listening. Mayor's Girl. How are you today? Good to see you. Woofy, thank you so much for your all the help that you've been doing for the show and for the chat. I get emails about you all the time, and everyone just loves you. And I talked with someone about you this morning too, and they loved you. And it wasn't about you. We were talking about something else, but they just mentioned how much they liked you. So that's super cool. So I appreciate you. Hey Russ, how's it going? Roussel, Nico Yeg, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. Full of hope. Good to see you. I'm the Noise Awakened. Good to see you. Kelly Atkinson. Good to see you. Good to see you. Ben Bacon Bits. John Lazan. I am the Noise Opera. Grateful 1111. All good to see you guys. James Collins Cares. What's up? What's up? Angie Wilson. ASAP Lizzie. ASAP, I'm just always happy when you're here. ASAP hasn't been here very much lately, so I just wanted to give her a little extra shout out. What's up about Pauly Shore? You guys talking about Pauly Shore? I love me some Pauly Shore. Yeah, good to see you. One with cats. Hey Shell. Good to see you. Of course, now I can't see the scrolling bar. There's no way that that's all the messages. There was thousands. Where do they disappear on here? There it is. Okay, I'm just going to be looking for just names in like comments and questions. If you don't have a CCC or a QQQ in front of it, I'm not going to see it. So I'm sorry, guys. I haven't seen your email yet, Full of Hope. So it's not strange. It's not strange. I checked all the ones on Inside the Mind. So it's strange that you feel you need to try to gaslight me every time or talk shit about me every time you're on the show. That's what's strange. What's strange is that you think the worst of people when you don't even know them. That's what's strange, Full of Hope. You're not full of hope. I haven't seen you like not one statement you've ever made to me has had any amount of hope in it towards me. It just hasn't. I'm going to check that mail account right now, full of hope. To write you to play sometime now. Is that one? I mean, these ones are from like 1 a.m. 1 a.m. And then from the 23rd. I don't see anything. Oh, there I do. I see one from you right here, 12:58. Here, let's, I won't read it out loud. She's accused me of being a clickbaiter, views she doesn't know. Nobody's, you know what? Full of hope. You're a victim, not a perpetrator. And if you want to come on the show or go on someone else's show and state your case, like in my eyes, you're a victim. We should be like comforting you and like helping you. So I think there's a little bit of a delusion, and I don't say that with meanness or like, I'm just saying, I don't know. I think your perceptions are just a tiny bit, like 2 degrees off on this situation. I really do. I think your perceptions are just off a little bit. Because what this email says isn't what's happening. No, I said I would take it down so I could make the edits. Full of hope. This is my channel. I'll do whatever I want. Report me to YouTube. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I don't mean to be mean because you are a victim, but I'm not going to let you be mean to me or my friends anymore because you're a victim in this. I'm not. That doesn't give you the right to do that. I'm sorry you feel the way you do. I just do. But that was an ugly. Even if I would have seen that email, I wouldn't have responded to it. I wouldn't have. So here, you got your response, live on TV. And then whoever wants to be like, "Oh, Sam, that's mean. That's mean." No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did everything. The last time she emailed me, the last time she blindsided me when we were having a really good show, she blindsided me and I didn't even know who she was, talking shit. Oh, poor me. And then wanted to say, no, that's not what I meant. I meant this. And then did everything she wanted me to do regarding the agent, downloaded my phone. I even asked Remus for help to how to download my phone. He showed me how to do it or told me how to do it. I did it. When I went to send it to the cop said that Full of Hope wasn't even responding to any of his calls. There. That's what it is. So don't play the victim with me or my community. And if any of my community doesn't like the way I'm talking to her right now, I don't know what to tell you. I'm done apologizing to her and caught doing everything she asked me to do, jump through the hoops. And then, if she can't understand, like, look, nobody hates you. That's in your head. For real. I don't know what else you're going through, but I'm not gonna let you take it out on me. I'm really not. So hey Nova, how are you doing? Hey Cliff Ann, how are you doing? Gary said hi to Ben. James Collins cares. And I don't want anyone bashing Full of Hope in the chat, not even a little bit. Like, let her know that that we love her. That she's like, you know what I mean? Nobody hates her, but she didn't do anything wrong. Not one thing in that thing has her doing anything wrong. And first of all, I couldn't even edit the thing for 2 hours. And then it takes like another 3 hours for the edits to go through. But I'm not going to explain myself, dude. No way. No way. I'm not going to explain myself, man. Okay, Sherry, you can do that. Yeah, love, peace, and support to Full of Hope. And some like, if any of you are her friend, like call her. And I'm not saying to like tell her how good of a guy I am. Ask her why she feels the way she does about where she thinks that everyone hates her. And like help her. Because it's obvious I can't. I can't do anything right with her. So okay. Well, I don't see any other. Well, here's a comment. Sam Deanne Daly is a day 5 alcohol. Whoa, that's good news. Hey, Deanne Daly, it's good news that you're on day 5 of alcohol free. Oh man, these are like the danger zones. Please put yourself around somebody that you trust that's also sober. Try to hang out with them this weekend if you could. I feel like for me, because I'm an alcoholic, that when he drinks, he loves to like do heroin. And then when he gets tired, he loves to do meth so he can do more heroin and drink more alcohol. That's all true. Try to surround yourself with like someone from a meeting or James Collins Cares if you can, as much as possible, you know, if he has time. But yeah, just try to be around some sober people this weekend. I just feel like, man, that first week is because, you know, these are the things to worry about. Like, and maybe you should even maybe talk about it at a meeting, unless you're not going through it. You might be like starting to hit that pink cloud. But for me on day 5, I start to think, okay, I'm through it. I'm through the physical stuff. Alcohol is going to work again. And I don't mean to be planning anything in your head, you know, to do that. And, you know, James, please be there for her. I'm just saying, I'm doing this as I would tell anyone this on day 5 at a meeting, anywhere. But yeah, we start to think, and if you're an alcoholic, you well, probably already thinking this. But that's what we do. We start like, man, alcohol is going to work again. You know, where it took me 2 fists or 2, you know, whatever to just get the shakes to go away. Now I could drink 4 or 5 beers and be just trashed. So I don't know. But yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. Keep up the good work. We're always here. That's Deanne Daly, man. She's killing it right now. Day 5. Could use some extra support, please, bro. Oh, I didn't even get. That's crazy, James. I didn't even get to the second part of your sentence. Swear to God, I just said Deanne Daly is 5 days alcohol free, and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh man, no, she's gonna need some probably extra support right now. And then bam, I read that, dude. It is fun being psychic. It is super fun. God, I'm good, man. I'm good. When it comes to recovery stuff, I'm pretty good, man. Now, like Tommy keeps telling people that I'm high all the time because and I was like, why is he saying that? And even before, when we were like supposedly friends, he was like telling Reese that I was a junkie and I was high and he needed to get away from me. And I was like, oh, he's just saying that because I did puff up on him on the phone and on a text, and it's whatever. But and so he's probably like, oh, fuck this dude. He thinks he's the alpha. I can't have him be the alpha. But whatever his thinking is, and that's just from what Reese has told me what he said, and I'm not just making that up. But the what was I saying? Oh yeah, for him to like say I was high even when we were like friends, but I get it. My camera is up here, so if I'm looking at him talking on the screen, I'm like this. You know what I mean? And there was days when I was tired, so I probably shut my eyes for a second. But I'm looking down like this the whole time, watching him talk. So I don't know. It doesn't even matter. We wouldn't be had he said all those things or not. We would not be friends by this point because I would have found out about other things. Why? Thank you, Kim. Kim says, "Proud of you, Samster." Did you guys see the Samster shirts on the thing? There's like 3 pictures of me, and there's like one like just stoic face, and then one like happy face, and then one like kind of like crazy face. Those are the 3 faces of the Samsta. There's something, man. They are something else, man. Why can I not find this? Well, it doesn't look like we have too many more chats. At least not in the one thing. Well, I don't think Tommy love to you and we should speak to. Yeah, if I don't want her putting anything sensitive, I will. Full of Hope, if you email me right now, I will we can email back and forth, or you don't even have to email me right now. I will send you an email right after the show. And if you want to talk to me about things, I will not do anything else but sit for like 15 to 20 minutes and I'll wait for your email. And if I don't hear from you, then I get it. I get it. Cosmic Connections, I just came back in. Who is on day 5? I want to give my support. I'm on day 47. Hell yeah. I want on day 47 now, going to move to counting months, not days. I made a song about being 45 days, thanks to many of the people here. That is so cool. Yeah. Day 47, that's killer. We're going to have a good show tomorrow. I'm going to talk about shame and guilt and relapse. Shame and guilt and relapse. And that show will probably start like at 9:30, 10. So that should be a really good show. So Full of Hope, I am going to email you, respond to your email. And then if you want to, I'll even give you my number. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Not that I don't trust you. I just don't want, I don't want to like get in an argument with you. And not that we would, I feel like with an email, if you say something that I take the wrong way, I don't want to respond poorly, because I feel like we already have like a history of responding poorly to each other, from that first Sunday when I didn't know who you were or what you were talking about. So, yeah, I just want to play it safe. Okay. What else is going on in here? But yeah, support to you too, Cosmic Connection. That's dope. Yeah, Deanne Daly's got 5 days. Deanne Daly, love and strength. You got this. Oh wait, that's That's Shell Dub. I think Shell Dub. Rosanna Dana. How did Tommy hide this past crime of the SA in jail? Thanks. I really, he was only on the yard for 2 months and then went to the shoe. And then I met him like once. I sold him some wine on the yard. Someone had told him that I was selling wine, and really I didn't have wine for sale. That when I made wine, I made it for my personal, but someone told him that I would sell him a couple bottles. So I sold him a couple bottles. Then in the shoe, I was in the shoe because I got caught with the cell phone. And then he came back there for punching a cop or something like that and visiting. So yeah, but no one knew while he was there. And he might have been there longer than 2 months. I can't remember, but I didn't hear about him until about 2 months before I went to the shoe for the cell phone. Now, having said that, people do crash out, and they do. Like, I would like to speak to someone that was there. That was there when he got in the fight in the chow hall, because that's something you do, like when you owe money or drugs, money for drugs. You'll like go to visit with your girl one last time, and then you'll cause a scene and get in a fight in the chow hall to where you don't have to go back to the unit. Then everyone's like, "Oh man, you owe me fucking $1,000. Oh man, that dude, hey, where's old boy at? Oh man, he went to visit and he got in a fight with the cop." It's like, "Oh man, he owed me, $10,000." And these numbers aren't exaggeratory. Is that a word, exaggeratory? Or did I just make that word up? I'm a wordsmith, man. I just shave them down. I drill, I hammer, I put them together. Exaggeratory. That's probably already a word. It just doesn't sound right. I mean, we all know what it means. But anyways, I'm not exaggerating. Oh yeah, that would be the word, exaggerating. But yeah, people do that. And I've seen people who owed a lot of money for drugs and gambling, and when people see them go to visit, they just watch them go to visit, like, "You better come back, motherfucker." Because, it's either they're going to get drugs to pay off their debts. There's all kinds of crazy things that happen in there in the feds. So say if I run up this big debt, they'll be like, "Okay, my people are going to give your wife, 40 balloons of heroin, and she's going to smuggle them into you a visit, and that's going to pay off a third of your debt, and I'll give you a balloon for doing it out of 25 balloons." They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in heroin. And you know what? If I don't want to get killed, I'll do that. Or I'll go to visit, get the drugs, and then get in a fight and then check in, So, yeah, I would really love to talk to someone who was in his unit. I do have a friend that was there, that was still there when I was in the shoe and when Rocco came back there, but he's in a different unit. So he probably wouldn't even remember him or his name or anything or that situation. He owns a big upholstery furniture company now in Tucson, right where he lives, Brett. But yeah, they just, you just don't know. And maybe someone was about to find out, and that's why he went to the hole and he just got in a pretend fight. I don't know. Or maybe he got in a fight and that everything was cool. I don't know. But they found out at the other places, I'm sure, because there's all those weird things that happened at the other places. They stabbed the wrong guy, that, they, whatever happened. But if I want to be, also, let's just say someone found that out, right? Rosanna Dana. Let's just say someone found that out and they're like, "Hey man, what's up with this SA thing?" Because I think the charge is it sexual assault with a minor? Is that how it reads? It would have to read not just sexual assault. it would have to say with a minor. And if it didn't say that because they were both in their teens, I don't know. But if it said with a minor, yeah, he would have been hit. He would have been, and they wouldn't even have let him know that they found out. They would let it. He would know that everyone found out when they were bearing butcher knives in his chest. That's when he would have found out. So I don't know. Yeah. I'm just reading more comments, guys. Oh, I just came back in. Who's day 5? If they had any names, most people. It didn't have no full names at all. And I don't want to say this. There's something else I would want to tell her privately. And so I'll say that in the email. That should help set her mind at ease too. Well, I will just say this. It didn't have her name on there. And those who know what I'm talking about. And nobody talk about it in the chat, please. Of those who know. Mara, FOH, okay, we got it already. Tommy is a liar. Nobody believes anything he says. He was trying to appease a crazy, jealous woman. Appease a crazy, jealous woman. So now we got that straight. Move on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and the Full of Hope was not that person in the thing. She wasn't a crazy, jealous woman at all. That wasn't her. Okay. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, let's keep it moving. Okay. I can't read these. Yeah, I'm not going to read these anymore. Or else I'm going to get heated. All right, guys. What else is going on? What else is going on? Anybody else got any birthdays out there? And then tomorrow, we're going to have a good show tomorrow morning about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Be there or be square. It's part of my talk that I actually do at the treatment center where I got sober at. It was called True North, and it was ran by a place called the Rimrock Foundation. My counselor used to have me come back and talk to the guys that would get out of prison and come to that were in his thing. And they wouldn't get out of prison and come to his thing, but they were like, but like, gang members, like Mexican kids, mostly gang members. And it was always funny because he would like tell them, he's like, hey, we have a real deal live gang member and coming in to talk, right? And he would always call me, he's like, hey, I gave him my real deal gang member talk again. And every time the guys would be like, we're real gang members. And then he always would say like, I know, that's not what I meant. And then I would come do the talk, because they were like teenagers, right? But like 19, 20. And then I would go do my talk, and then, and I would peel my shirt off and, show them, battle wounds, the ink, like the real deal ink. And he said every time, and it was like a 4-month program. He said every time I would leave, he was like, "Oh, we get what you mean by a real deal gang member." He said it never, not one of them ever said they're like, you know what, I'm not doing this gang shit. Not because when you're that far into it, you're just like, you're in it, you're just in it. I was the exact opposite. I grew up and I went backwards. I became a gang member at 31, really. And it was a dumb mistake, stupid mistake. But I liked some of the guys. Well, the first guys I met, it's funny. The only guys that I really liked out of that were these guys that really, and this is all politics, and I don't want to get into all that, but they weren't even really allowed to bring me in. So technically, I wasn't validated until I went and put in work. They weren't even supposed to bring me in. And the one dude had been kicked out. Well, this happens in a lot of gangs. One guy goes one way, another guy goes that way. The founders, they don't like the way that this guy's running the gang, and so they split. But most of the BOP doesn't recognize the guy who brought me in. So it was rough. But I finally just, dropped out. Well, I became a Buddhist first. And then that's when I've told you guys the story when I got in the fight down in Booking in Colorado. They took me to the hole and there was no books. I asked for a book. They wouldn't give me a book. And then I couldn't sleep because there was something in my mattress. And that's when I pulled out the book, Many Lives, Many Masters. And I read that book. And I'm talking, this was like years of fighting and just being angry about my wife being gone. And that I'd become an addict and I abandoned my girls and because of the addiction and just, I was just super angry and mad and big and loved to feel pain, right? I haven't talked a lot about that, but I love to feel pain. I wasn't violent on the streets ever. But once I got in there and I was like, man, I realized my life was gone. Because I was in prison. I wasn't this systems engineer anymore. I wasn't this husband. I wasn't this father. I was a prisoner now. I was angry and I just wanted to fight everybody. Literally fight everybody. I went in there. I couldn't fight. The first unit I was on, I was getting in fights all the time and I was losing every single one. And finally this Native American cat came out to me. He's like, Casper, come over here, buddy. That's a terrible impersonation of him. He would probably want to beat me up for saying it. He's like, I got some advice for you, bro. I was like, what's up, man? He's like, the next time you get in a fight, he's like, and I knew this cat could fight, but this is advice anyone would have gave me. Next time you get in a fight, just keep your eyes open next time. He's like, I think you can win these if you just keep your eyes open, because I had never been in a fight really before. So I would just because I didn't want to see the punches hitting me in the face. So I would just go like this, and try to tackle him and just swing like this and close my eyes. But once you realize that, getting hit doesn't really hurt that much at all. I said, if you get hit constantly, that's when it starts to hurt. Or if you get hit really hard and fast by someone really big and strong. And that doesn't really mean too much either, because I beat up way bigger people than me that were way stronger than me, but that were just like me in the beginning, where they were just fighting like this. But now I've kept my eyes open and I, knew how to fight. And, but the guys who could fight and that were big and strong and knew how to throw a really fast turn your hip punch. Yeah. You don't ever want to be hit by those dudes because they'll break your face. And yeah, I usually just apologize to those guys. Whatever it was, I'd be like, you know what? Hey man, I do not want to fight you. I'm good. I think it takes I don't know how to even articulate the sentence or put the sentence together. I was going to say just as much of a man. Yeah, that makes sense. It takes just as much of a man to just admit you're wrong and walk away from a fight, because it's fear or whatever the reason is. Take the high road and walk away. Now, I would never get in a fight now unless someone was trying to hurt my family. Yeah, you could Yeah, you can call me a punk. You know, I don't. It's whatever. I'm not going to jail. And looking at my daughter through the glass because I had to beat someone up because they didn't really understand that I would take the word punk so seriously. Or whatever, you know, road rage. I do road rage a little bit, but I don't know. Anyways. What else? What else is going on? What was I talking about? Yeah, True North. So yeah, that should be pretty good tomorrow. Any other questions? Awaken Looking Glass. I just sent you the link to the meet. Please share it. Oh, it's 11:33. Okie doke. Did you email it to me? Do I know what we're talking about? Awakened. I just have your pin. Go to channel. I'm looking at. I saw the comment on the. Hold on. Awakened. 11:33. I'll get to it. After the buzz, I just sent you the link to the meet. Please share. Okay, I will. I'm guessing you emailed it. Yep, there it is. Here's the link to meet. Here's the link to meet. It would be great if you would share it for those who still need to hash this out. No likes, no shares, no nada, just love. Oh, hell yeah. I sure will, honey bunny. I don't mean that like, don't you call me honey bunny. Who the fuck do you think you are? See, I'm walking on eggshells right now. Okay, guys, here's the link to the meet who still need to hash this out. It would be great if you would share it. Of course, I would share it. For those who still need to hash this out. No likes, no shares, no nada, just love. Yeah, I mean, I'm all about the love too. Mission. That's how I said mission. I just don't feel like you're welcome. Yeah, the morning meets. Hey, Ben, have you ever heard the you know how there's tribute bands and like there's like there's all female tribute bands of male bands and there's all male tribute bands of female bands. Have you ever seen the sorry, I feel like I got something on my lips. The shit, where's your comment? Let me find your comment. I read your comment on the other thing. So Sam, you had to establish a new Galen just asked me a question too. Dang it. Let me find Galen's first. Why is this thing going so fast? Oh yeah, so here we go. The morning meet. Oh, come on, I can't be childish. So there's you remember the the Go-Go Girls, right? There's a all male tribute band for the Go-Go Girls, and they're called We Got the Meat. That's the name of the tribute band, and it's all guys singing go-go songs, you know, from like their song we've got the meat, yeah, we got the meat, everybody has the meat. Yeah, they're super good too. They're super good. I think they're from Oregon. I think they're Gones. That's what I call guys from Oregon, Gones. Yeah, it's from the song We Got the Beat, but they call themselves We Got the Meat, and that's the name of their tribute band. Super good. Like really, really good. Like really good. And then Galen made a comment. James Collins cares at least Vancouver, Canada will be safer than being in the Seattle area because the crime in Seattle is hideous. Even living on the east side, it's not safe. That is so true. I remember driving through Seattle every year on my way to Vancouver and then to Victoria and then to Main Island. It was pretty great. John Lozon says, comment. Can you call me whatever the fudge you want, better than not having friends? That's true. Sam, anyone who watches you regularly knows you just made a mistake, period. I watched and didn't even notice that it was there. Yeah. Man, when the first time it was there, I think it was there twice. I might have been 3 times. I took it out, 3 times, and then did some other things. But anyway, dude, I flipped out. I was freaking out. I did not know what to do. It wasn't monetized, so I didn't have really an issue just shutting it down. But I was like, okay, that's got to be it. There's no way it missed more than one because I took it out so many times. So, yeah, it was nuts, dude. It was so nuts. Thank KP and AZ. I appreciate that. And I'm sorry I am too, but if I hadn't, and this is what's crazy about God, right? Whichever God you want to believe in. I think all the different versions of God that people worship all say that like these are like everything is his plan, and sometimes he will put you through it, like in the Bible, who like all the people he really puts through it to get to like the bigger plan. There's a guy in the Bible that gets sold into slavery, is almost murdered twice by his brothers, and ends up being, and then more, there's like way more, and then ends up, and this is all true, these are all true stories, and that ends up being the number 2 man in Egypt, and so you just never know. But yeah, I really wish I hadn't either, and I wish I never would have agreed to make that stupid video. And they never even helped me, really, never gave me a story, never anything, a storyboard, like said, hey, let's have a call. And so this is everything that happened. I had to like go just run it all through a toaster of sorts and have it spit something out. And then I hope this is the story, crazy. I just wish, I just really wish, and someone else was talking about this, I just really wish that like when we do these shows, and like, I get it, people are hit and miss on who they watch and who they don't watch, and don't always watch the same people, and I get all that, but I really wish that like your audience, like you could like grow it to like this big size, and that they would come every time you had a show, like the entire show, 1 or 2 people, are doing different things or vacationing but that you would have like a nice big show, every time, if some of the regulars weren't there, you'd have some new people instead of our show is like shrunken. But we're growing in views, but shrunken in live count numbers, right? I mean, not today or yesterday. I mean, this is awesome. We have 182 people in here. That's pretty badass. But it was like that for like when I was by myself in the beginning, and so that kind of was like, okay, I'm not holding the people that were here enjoying. So I want, I need to have enjoyable shows and or super drama shows. And I don't want the drama shows. And I'm not even saying that everyone is here for drama today. I think just wanted to hear kind of like finish the story from yesterday, like, just get it completed so we can move on. But when we move on from this, a lot of viewers will move on too. And so I guess that bums me out in a way, like, hey, subscribe and stay. Like we do cool shows every once in a while and they're fun, and like especially when I digress into like craziness and get all like nutty about different stories of things that have happened to me in my life. And it's fun. It can be a lot of fun. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you want to come back, and if you haven't already, please smash the like button. Just give it a big old hip thrust. And smash that like button, and try to check us out some more. Tomorrow's show is going to be really good. If you're in recovery, or if you just struggle with feeling bad about yourself or down on yourself, I suggest you come check out tomorrow's show, because it's going to be on shame and guilt. And I self-indulgently lived for 22 years with shame and guilt. And I'm going to talk all about that and what I do to help keep myself from slipping into that again. Because if I don't, I'll relapse. And if I relapse, I'll lose it all. I'll lose everything. So, yep, I think it would be, ASAP. I hear you. I do disappear every so often. I need to unplug when I have projects that need my attention or just a break. Yeah, I get that. Like the other day, I was just looking for a story to talk about, and just nothing sounded good. But I bet you, 4 or 5 days before that, every story would have sounded good. I wouldn't have known which one to do first. So yeah, it's one of those things you just need to detach and unplug. Yep, you just need to unplug. So, is there anything I'm forgetting? I'm so glad Nova's with us now. I mean, I think she is. She's been to a couple of these. It sucks she like started coming to these when they were just kind of like effed up a little bit. Shows are always brilliant. Some people just want a drama, so they go where it is. That's not reflection on you. It's just a channel. It happens in soccer channels as well. Oh yeah. You love football, huh? I want you to teach me. I didn't know how I was going to say that, but I want to learn soccer. Like I want to learn I know the rules pretty. I just want to learn the teams, which teams like. So I used to watch, and my team was Necaxa. It's a team out of Mexico. And the rivalry down there is Necaxa and the Chivas and Americas. But a lot of people love the Chivas, but I was a Necaxa guy, and had all the shirts and really loved it. But if I'm honest, I was confused some of the time, but I was just, goal. I just would wait for the goal and cheer and be happy. I hope that wasn't too loud. I have an automatic compressor that should have just sound like me just regularly talking, but if that got really loud, I apologize. I used to do that when I was a kid. Oh yeah, I'd love to teach you American football. I would, man. But I do. I want to start. I want to in my golden years watch more soccer football. And I'll never stop watching the Rams, in American football. But yeah, I just want to start watching more soccer. I do. Sounds like Sam and slow. What do you talk about, Nicole? Oh, message retract. What message was retracted? Sounds like Sam in slow motion. Oh. Slow motion. De los centavos, por favor. Ain't no one teaching me backgammon. I'm a backgammonologist. So you better just stop right there. Do they have digital backgammon? Because I would love to mop you up in some digital backgammon one of these days. Yo, genius, go back. There's tons of CCC. Dude, I can't go all the way back, man. I wish I could, but like I'll go back a little bit and then just come back down. Like I'll go back to, what time is it? It's 11:49. I'll go back to 11:30. I'll start right at doing it Deb's way. Are people supporting the ones that did the cons and said the hateful things knowingly, but coming down on someone who did something accidentally? I think that makes it. Yeah, I mean that was happening. In a sense, that was very much happening, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Yep. And more. There's but we're done. And I know, Deb, you're not like trying to stir up anything. I'm going backwards in the chat. But I will email you. And it's not to talk about other people. I'm going to tell you about a situation. Analytical Blarney. I owe her a phone call. Okay, I'm going down from 11:30. To me, the visual is epic. What visual did I do? I want to know. What was I talking about at 11:30? And if you answer now, I'm not going to see it until I get to that comment at the bottom. Hey, Goosebump. I'm glad you're here today. Sam, Nicole says, Sam, the real question is, can white men jump? Movie reference. You didn't have to say movie reference. Nicole. The thing is, like, do you have a Scarface? Movie reference. That's going to be my new thing with you. I'll just be talking like, this is the Morning Mayhem show. Movie reference. Agreed, Deb. I just read another one. Agreed. And that's basically what I was saying. But, you got to. Sorry, I'm trying to pick up some medicine. And Sam, it's been crazy because there's some detour. Lord, give me grace. Yeah, I'll give you grace for sure. I got so many beautiful emails last night. And yeah, and I even told them, I said, I'm going through all these beautiful emails before I even start reading my text messages. And then emails. I'm going to have to do something different with my phone, though. After the bars, I just sent you the link to me. Yep, got it. Got that. Sorry, Sam, you're getting backlash. You're a good man and trying to do the right thing. Thank you, KP. I think I already said that. Well, we'll show it again. I'm so good. I showed it twice. It was really hard for me, if you guys remember, to hear those things in the beginning. Oh, yeah. Here's the one I was looking for Galen. So, Sam, you had to establish a new identity to survive in prison. I am sure many men and women have had to do that when they had a normal life and then they went to prison. Absolutely. And I do want to do like a story about myself regarding that. It's in my notes. I'd love to show you, but um, because that's really what it was, and it just wasn't like just a new identity. And I know what you mean when you say identity, like a personal identity, and movie reference. I didn't want to be me. I wanted to be somebody completely different. I didn't want to be the guy. I didn't want to be the widow, or I didn't want to be that guy. I wanted to be a Roman, and that's how I felt. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to be a Roman. What is on my face? Or is that just oh, this is the light on my hair. Yeah, I was going to be a Roman and fight like Romans. That's really what I wanted to do. And but really I wanted to feel the pain of being hit, and but it wasn't always like that. Like I'm making it sound like that's all we did. It wasn't always like when I was at the Medium, things rarely happened. There'd be a fight at the chow hall every once in a while, but definitely no. I mean, there was a couple stabbings in the Mediums, but I wasn't at the Medium for very long. I love you, but I also love Reese. She has messed up big time, but I think she still needs people who care about her. I don't have. Jennifer Ebert. I want to comment on this. Jennifer Ebert. I love you, but I also love Reese. She has messed up big time, but I think she still needs people who care about her. And I don't have money for anyone, but I need to see her. Reese needs love. She's never. I 1000% agree with you. And a lot of my viewers will not agree with me on that. But I do agree with you. I mean, I say it all the time when I talk about when people are like, I don't want to watch my friend kill himself because he's an addict and he won't stop using heroin and he won't stop doing meth. And I'm not going to hang around and watch him just crash and burn. Well, just think if everyone in your life does that, right? And you're standing there all alone, but you take responsibility, like I did this to myself. They all left because I've stolen from them. I've robbed them. I've said I was going to do something and didn't follow through. All the things that addicts do, right? And so they push everyone away. So what if that addict finally hits like whatever his bottom is, right? The proverbial bottom, and hits his bottom, and he's like, I'm going to totally start bawling right now, and I don't want to cry about this. This is stupid. And then so he's like on his knees in a jail cell, and like, this is me, I'm telling you, and raises his arms up and just like, please, someone help me. God, if you're real, help me. Right? And nobody's there. God, of course, is going to be there. But what if he's on the street and he's homeless and he has nothing and nobody because he burned all his bridges down and there's nobody there? What happens to that addict? What happens to him? So when people tell me that, I don't know what to do, my friend, he's staying with me, but he's still using, I need to get him out of here, or he doesn't stay with me. He's like, he's homeless underneath the bridge, but I don't want to watch him, kill himself. Okay. That addict needs somebody. That addict needs somebody. And maybe I would encourage some, like, yeah, if it's effing with your recovery, definitely step back. But don't block his number, never block his number. He's going to call you someday, and it's either going to be for money for drugs or will you take me to a meeting? I almost said promise. I guarantee, assure you that that's going to happen. So you got to be there. And so I do feel a little bit that way about Reese. But she's pretending now that she's different and better and changed. But the way I seen her react the other night, like it was totally Scientologist, it was as much as I know about Scientology, which is not much, but it was a character I've never seen before. And I was like, that's got to be Scientology right there speaking. Where she was like, just like laughing at how small everything is, like, oh, yeah, make the rest of the tapes. Oh my God, who are these? Like I can't impersonate her, but and I was just like, ooh, that's ugly. But that's, but I knew that wasn't like, that was her defense, how she deals with things. So I agree with you, and do not leave her side, Jennifer, until you feel like you can't do it anymore. But I commend you for staying with her. I can't. I'll be over here talking shit about her. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. I'm not going to talk shit about her. But that makes sense, Jennifer. Because she does need love, but she definitely doesn't need blind loyalty. So, and that's a whole nother subject. I'm not going to get into that. I don't want, and that's what she has with some of the people. She's got a lot of people over there. Anyway, I don't want to even just dice. I might just talk myself into a big circle and tell you to run. But thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, Galen. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. What does a gay horse eat? Hey. Lisa, crazy weather. SJ. Video about data miners. This guy could be a spy. I want to check that out. Dude, my buddy always calls me. Well, I guess I should be done right now. Nicole, and a big much love. You gorgeous. I'm not a spy. Real love in her life. Yes, I'd seriously curious about God and the Bible, and full how much her life could be transformed. She needs prayer, Sam, not a witch hunt. Yes, thank you. Yes. But we are called to be fruit inspectors, and I know, and believe me, I have people in my life that inspect my fruit, and when I'm effing up, I get told, and it doesn't seem loving sometimes. It doesn't. Come in. Can you call me? I've already read that. I'm reading things twice today. Are you guys going over to the other thing right now? Yeah, it's the only explanation that makes sense. Is just allowing AI learning from IT users' comments, likes, and photos. I think you do have to sign off on that, Beta, but I'm not sure. I did check out that link that you sent me, and I have my schedule for shows. I think it's next Friday, I think. And hopefully by then I'll have more information on it. Okay, I'm really going to fast forward down this thing. Galen, yeah, I'm thankful to be. Wasn't Galen great the other day during the trial? with the dog stuff. It was so cool. John, I'm not going to read your Chippendale comment, but everyone's seen it. Danette McClure in the house. She's raising the roof, bringing down the house. I feel like Thompson gave me some advice recently or something. I remember going, "Oh, thank you, Thompson." San Francisco. Hey, at the nurse. So you would go right. I think people actually get more attached to the people in the chats than those two creators. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. And they don't want to leave their friends in the chat. I totally believe that. And yep, I do. But I do feel like there are some super fans. But they're the kind of like super fans that would like, give us a mission, boss, and then we'll go do it, Some of them. I could be wrong, man. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just ask Tommy; he'll tell you. I don't know what I'm talking about. When I was covering that, he was like, he came on and made this cryptic thing. Is like, oh yeah, these dudes are idiots that are covering this thing. So I know I just have to do it. I have to do it. I predicted almost every single thing the judge and lawyers did and said. But I mean, maybe he wasn't talking about me. But yeah, he just had to do it. Had to do it. I wouldn't be here, Sam, if Sam hadn't been there. I wouldn't be here if Sam hadn't been there. The news who loved me, 89. Sam, can I ask you if you currently know or still have any friends in the California Department of Corrections? Yes. I've lost contact with the one that I really was in contact with. Yeah, and I would really love to talk to him. The last contact I had with him, he said he had gotten saved, but then they had transferred him, and I think he lost my information, and my phone number's been the same for years. But my address hasn't. And when you do a change of address, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Thank you, Woofy. Woofy, when are we going to get your channel going? We want to get Woofy's channel going. Yes. Just living in California and being like in the halfway houses there. I had a lot of friends. And then just, drug dealing there in the streets. Okay, I better hurry up. I'm just going to kind of like fast forward this. I'm not going to read when I see there's questions without the CCC or smaller crowd. To be honest, I listened to another channel in Gordon. The guy's live streams have 4,000 plus people. It's impossible to talk in there. I couldn't imagine. And by that time, when you have 4,000 people in your stream, like, look, Emily D. Baker had 36,000 people in her chat the other day. Who are you talking to? You're just doing a show then. You're not the community. Then that's just even the community, the chat is moving so fast. How do you even have a conversation with somebody? Yes, I'm looking at your comment, Grateful, about the parasocial relationships. Yes, I'm definitely going to do that too. And that's a study in progress, by the way. Like I'm, just now figuring all that stuff out. And it's an amazing thing. And it's yeah, there's so much psychology that's involved with that, and so many like thinking disorders like are drawn to it. I don't know, there's just a lot. And so we just have to, anyway, we'll wait for me to do the show. Anyways, guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you for staying here for, how long did we stay here? Oh my, I was only planning on doing a half hour. Remember, I just told someone when I do the shows that's just in the chat, man, they are the best shows. And I'm so glad I did that today. The other day was Cheryl Guffrey on FBI, on FB is me. You guys are having a conversation. Sherry, you said you sent me an email. I will check that out. Oh, okay. So you have to super chat to see the comment. Wow, man. I can't wait for that. That would be awesome. Now I see every single comment every single day. Yeah, I am turning the super chats back on, guys. I got to. I don't want to keep peddling my donation link if you want to do a donation, but yeah, I only did a third. I'm like, it's almost the 30th, and I've only done a third of what I made last month on YouTube, and it's because I didn't. I mean, I've only had those off for like a week, but because the month before that I was new. You guys were really looking out for me, and it was awesome. And but you know what? I shouldn't say that because I did get like cash donations. So it's probably more. I'm probably not that far down, but it's not like going to be in the paycheck on the 21st, and it doesn't have to be. I'm just I was thinking last night, and I was like, man, I'm going through all this, beating myself up, trying to do the right thing, and like telling people they can't tip me or send me $1.99 when I do it all the time to almost every creator I watch. No way. This is impossible. I can't do that. So I've talked myself back out of it. I don't think anyone out there is thinking I'm doing anything wrong. All right. Care Bear, Jan, Jelly Bean, Cottage, Claudia Harrigan, Lisa. We're all gifted a membership by Grateful 1111. Thanks, man. Or I'm sorry, ma'am. I always do that. That's so cool when you have the real chat open and not the StreamYard chat, because you can see all the things. All right, guys, I'm going to thank you, Ben Bacon Bits, for the. Oh no, you became a YouTube member. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you, Galen, for gifting all the memberships. That's so amazing. You are awesome. And you just she just donated me something too. I don't know if I have permission to say it, so I just stopped myself. Grits and Grace, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. You rock. Thank you, Grateful 11, for the gifted memberships. You guys are awesome. Those help so much. And when we do that members only content, who's I going to do members only conversation with? It wasn't Mac, was it? Was it Mac? I think it was Mac. Am I doing the members only conversation with Mac? No, it's someone I had on recently. Damn it, I can't remember who. It was someone I had on. Oh no, it was with Galen. I'm an idiot. Yeah. It was like 2 days ago. Yeah, Galen and I are going to do a members only talk, and we're gonna pick her brain about all the things she does and the dogs and the she was going to talk about some other stuff, some of her personal story, which I think is probably amazing. Oh yeah, I'll do that. Thank you, Galen. Yeah, I'm going to put that back here in about 2 seconds. Because I love using Square. Square is really cool. I just don't know what I did with the. I don't know what I did with that link. Linky dink. But yeah, I will do that. Thank you so much for reminding me to do that because I would have forgotten. Anyways, guys, it's been one hell of a show. I really appreciate it. For just like coming in and was just gonna like kind of just finish from yesterday's show. I'm sorry if my conversation with Full of Hope seemed inappropriate. I don't want to talk like that. Not as someone who's saved and a Christian and who I do feel the Holy Spirit, but I can tell you this: when I was talking about that with her and with the tone that I felt and that how I felt in my heart about it, I didn't feel convicted that I was doing the wrong thing. So I really, and I don't, someone could say, well, yeah, when I stabbed that dude, I must have been, God sent me, so I didn't feel convicted about stabbing that Satan worshiper at all. That's not what's going on. Like I really body scan my Holy Spirit when I do things, and I don't always follow through with what the Holy Spirit is telling me to do, not by a long shot. But when I don't feel it, like I recognize that, like, okay, this is the right conversation. I'm saying the right things. These are the things that I need to be heard on also. So anyways, if I seem like I was being a bully, I apologize. I don't bully regular people. I bully bullies. And I love it. I love bullying bullies. And I don't think that's what that situation was. Although I do feel like I get bullied by her a little bit. She is a victim, and I need to show her grace and compassion and forgiveness, just like Jesus has shown me and the entire world just by having faith that he even existed. So if I can't do that for a YouTube follower of mine, well, I don't think she follows me, but or someone in a parasocial relationship, whatever, good or bad, I don't know. I'd be kind of a shitty guy. Anyways, I guess bye for now.
Stay loud. Don't be woke. Stay wild. Stay awake. This was morning